Right there, and Barney D to the left of him. How is that going to affect it though? Barney D, new support man in there. Picks and bans coming out straight away. Twitch being banned out. We have seen him starting to be picked quite a bit more in the LCS. Zac also taken away, no surprise. Top laner there, very strong. Lee Sin and Twisted Fate being taken away. Twisted Fate continues to be a strong ban contender, despite the fact he had some pretty bad results last week.
So, I mean, let's start with Twitch for a little bit, because when do we ever see AD carries banned? Usually not often. I mean, it's usually really targeted things, but the Twitch being taken away, so that leads me to believe Chaco obviously does play him as AD carry, and they're kind of afraid of that, so don't want to let him play it. But we do see the last two bans coming in, actually.
I thought Warwick was about to get locked in. I was like, whoa! But no, it is going to be Thresh, the first pick. Lissandra Nunu being banned out there. Draven looking like he's going to come in. We are still on 3.8, I believe, which is why Draven will still be strong. He got nerfed in 3.9, but Elise looks like it will be alongside him. You see that Draven is locked in, and sure enough, there's going to be Elise.
You know, that's two really strong picks for TCM. I mean, first of all, Elise, we saw Dexter on him. If we're going to see him in the jungle, play against Gambit, he had a ridiculous score like 8-0 and 5 or something like that, was able to stomp them. But the Draven as well, you see in North America and Europe, it can be really strong. It can be really dominating in lane. We saw actually NIP play him last week against Gambit, and they just completely shut Genji down right off the bat. So we're going to see how good Matraco is on Draven. And as we do see, some more picks being hovered on right now. Yeah,
it looks like it may be the fact that Jace did sneak through. Talking to Froggen yesterday in the practices, and it's like, we got Jace twice again in our practice games. That won't happen in the LCS. Well, it's again not been banned this time around in the amateur scene. And remember, these teams, like we say, they are playing for a place in the LCS. They will be playing in that promotion tournament. One of these teams, they're going to get to the finals, of course. Alongside them, two of the teams, Copenhagen Wolves being the main contenders here. They've already won DreamHack Summer, which we were at ourselves, and they went and won Gfinity last week. So they are the hot favorites. They'll be playing tomorrow, and we do see Shaft is picking up the Caitlyn there. Shaft will be in the jungle, though. Of course, that won't be him. That's going to be Jarvan for him. Bacon flips. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun with this game.
Yeah, we both are.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to let you have the most fun with it, though. But the Jarvan picks. So, looking in the jungle, it's a very strong champion. It always has been, always will be for at least a little bit longer. You have the ability to get around, a lot of wards, really provide some ganks, which when you have a Thresh lane in a Caitlyn lane, you can actually, if you're really good, you can pull someone into a trap with Caitlyn.
Yes.
Like you see the hook land, you put the trap in front of him, and he walks backwards with Thresh, walk him into the trap. A lot of CC potentially down there, and also potentially really easy ganks, especially against a Draven, where you know he's going to run to for his axe.
Well, we've seen a Janna maybe going to come out here. We haven't seen Janna a great deal in the LCS. Week 1 at DreamHack, we saw him played by N-Rated a number of times, but unfortunately that didn't work out too well for him because he's no longer on the Fnatic team. He's now in the Evil Geniuses team, if you may have missed the announcements this week. We also have a new jungler, Shaka, here as well, so we're going to see how that one works out. From Shaka or Shaker? I wasn't quite sure.
It's like Shaka and Shaker. I think it's either one.
I think they call him Shaka,
exactly.
I believe. But anyway, nevertheless, Xin Zhao has been locked in. I'm not going for that one. I'm not biting. I know Freak's here, but Teemo is not going to get selected.
All right, let's talk about the Janna then, the Janna Draven lane. So the Janna shield is going to give him a ridiculous amount of damage in lane because he automatically gets plus attack damage from his Q, just having it active. So it's going to be very tough. Usually you see Nami Draven or Janna Draven as like the combo to go. So they're going to have a really dominating lane, and they're against a Thresh Caitlyn. So if Draven can get in there and hit Caitlyn a couple of times, she's really going to be harassed quite a bit and potentially pushed out of lane. But though I'm not 100% sure yet if we're going to see 2v2s happen or 1v2s happen.
I'm pretty sure Heimerdinger's not going to happen, so that will get switched to Teemo again. Always, they keep us hanging on. They're just waiting to see what they're going to lock in.
The one time they accidentally let it go through, like they didn't realize the timer on it, they're going to feel so bad, but then he's going to win, and then everyone's going to start playing him.
Well, it's a number of times that it kind of has worked. It's going to be Jace being locked in there. So Jace in potentially the mid lane, I would suspect. Who will he be up against?
Well, I mean, if you're going to be a Belgian Beast here, you already have a lot of damage from Elise. If it's in the top, well, it most likely will be in the top lane since we have Xin. Maybe just someone with a little bit of extra damage, because we always see these double APs card this, though. I honestly wouldn't have expected that. Yeah, against a Jace. Yeah. So obviously you can farm pretty well as long as you can dodge the shock blast and you have the range to do it. But looking at how the fight's going to go on, I mean, I'm curious if either lane's going to really have the damage to get someone low enough for Karthus Ultimate to come in.
Well, I'm thinking maybe Xin Zhao is going to be diving in the mid lane. Probably going to be looking. We've seen some very successful Xin Zhao ganks lately as well. JWoww, of course, on Elise on the top. He's got a good bit of shutdown. So what are we seeing from both these teams?
Okay, so looking on the Duck side. So we have the initiate of Cataclysm, which is like really a good thing. But then you have the acceleration gate for Kennen. So you have the ability for him to get into the fight. However, he's being shut down by that Janna pick, so you can just knock him right back away. So it's really hard for him to stay in the middle of the fight. So they're pretty much banking on the ability of Kennen getting in there, really locking them down. And then looking over at TCM, I mean, as long as they land a cocoon and they just go straight in on that, they're going to be able to kill that person extremely quickly, assuming that Matraka will be able to get out of that laning phase unharmed.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I will be shutting down. It's his fly if it comes near me again. I'll tell you what.
It's been in my face.
that was in both our faces there, Jason. I'm telling you, that camera, if it wasn't on us, we'd have been swinging at that.
I think you would have swung at me with it on my face and knocked me out, and that would have been fun.
A little bit of solo cast. But it is fairly warm here, ladies and gentlemen, and you may catch a glimpse of a little bit of sunburn on some of the players and casters, I might add. It has been covered up beautifully. There's a couple of red faces, that's all I'm going to say, that may well make an appearance.
I will say I immediately regret my decision of not putting sunscreen on yesterday.
Yeah, you were just an idiot for not doing that. That's not a good advert for anyone. But the crowd are appreciating the players going down. The TCM lineup seems to be the fan favourites. It is actually only standing room only here as well, and in the venue, pretty much all the seats filled, which does surprise me, because when I got here I was like, that's a lot of seats. That's a lot of people. Well, but sure enough, everybody's just standing now.
And considering in the rehearsals we had yesterday, we actually had a huge group here watching and cheering. It's kind of really funny, but yeah, this is definitely going to fill out, and if you're physically here, I mean, you need to come over and get your seat when you still can.
Yeah, it is definitely. It's going to be a hot one, and we are getting underway. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be the first game of Tenerife, or Tenerife if you're English. We'll be playing Ducks as the blue side. You can see them on your screen, and it's going to be TCM-Gaming on the red side. Not to be confused with another name they formerly were under before Jim Maguire gets on my case. So, here we go. Let's see if we're going to get any coverage. You have no idea on that one, have you?
Nope.
Jim Maguire's the manager of TCM. He's the owner along with Walker, so there you go. A little bit of history for you. So, Garrock's looking around the side. I am going to stand up for this one, mate.
I'm just watching. You're like, you're hunched over, like in position.
I'm getting a good position for this fan. And it's a desk fan, ladies and gentlemen. Get your minds out of the gutters, people. Honestly, I can't tweet anything these days without not get away with it. Looks like TCM are setting up a bit of a standard defense. We saw it looked like Barney D trying to get that ward down. He does indeed, gets it into the Wraith camp. Does look like we may get an invade coming out from playing Ducks, though.
Yeah, I was talking to Snoopy, actually, off Evil Geniuses a couple of days ago, and he was mentioning how jungle and level 1, there's a lot of potential of delayed invades, which really catch the enemy team off guard. You cannot really defend against it since people will be in the right lane. And I already talked to the manager of playing Ducks, and he was saying that they like to win, they like to be very aggressive, like to win lanes early, middle and top specifically. So I'm curious to see if Shaft is going to get a decent start and then kind of really show his dominance around those lanes.
Well, the irony that Shaft is playing Jarvan as well, with that Demacia standard going down. There's just all sorts of connotations going on in this game. I don't know what I'm going to do. I know. Okay, that's too far. You took it a step too far. We'll see how it goes, though. It looks like he will be starting off at the red buff, along with the help of Garrox and Cosmic. And, of course, Naruto Door is going to be starting off on the blue buff as well. Barney D helping him out on that one. Puts that... I had the Storm on him there, just to give him that little shield and attack damage. So, looking like it's going to be standard lanes working out, Jason. So let's take us through these ones. To start with, this bottom lane you can see on your screen, Caitlyn and Thresh versus Draven and Janna.
So I think this is all about individual skill level, where Caitlyn is actually a pretty good counter to Draven, because you can keep that range from each other and really do a lot of harass. As you see, Cosmic, he's trying to do right now, but with the Eye of the Storm buff off John, he's not really able to do too much harass, but it's all down to, can Matrako dodge the hook off of Garrox? If he can do harass like that. That was one hit and took her down quite a bit. So it just depends on, if Cosmic can keep his distance, or if Matrako can get in there and really force the fight.
Okay, and this middle lane is the one we were looking at, which seems a little peculiar. The Jace versus Karthus. Not too sure how well this matchup's going to work out, but I'd assume if Belgian Beast does actually manage to catch a Wall of Pain, that's the one I'm after, and then we're going to get the help of Naruto the Door, he could do a lot of damage.
Yeah, it really comes down to, I think, if Belgian Beast could keep his distance from Bacon, because obviously if a Jace gets in his face, he can do a lot of damage, but he does have exhaust, so if he does get in his face, he'll at least have that escape once. And Shaft, he wanted to make something happen to your top lane, keeping true to the style that the manager did say from them, that they really want to pressure middle and top.
Well, and Elise versus Kennen, it's a fairly standard lane, actually, we've started to see a lot of lately.
Yeah, and the thing is, Elise really wins this trade out, as we do see Matrako taking some damage, but he's returning as well.
The exhaust on Cosmic was already used there by Barney D. Exchange kind of won out by them. We see the flash burn out by Belgian Beast in the mid there. Shaft already trying to create opportunities, but it seems he smelt it coming.
That was that was an actually amazing job by Shaft, because a Karthus without that flash, obviously won't be able to pop another escape next time anyone goes in, and Bacon, he's got to feel very confident right now. He already has that CS lead in the middle lane, and Matraco doing a good job so far. I'm quite impressed with that Draven, really dodging a lot of hooks here, but we do see Narutador coming down, but he is spotted by a ward.
Yeah, straight past that ward, and they back away from that one, which means Narutador's going to turn up to the mid lane, running towards Jace. See if he can create any opportunities there. No, ping warning goes straight away, and they do back away. Shaft, though, is looking again. Remember, the flash was burnt out from Belgian Beast just a moment ago, so this is going to be a really important exhaust to land.
Oh, there he goes!
He's going to go in, gets the knock up. He will manage to do the damage here. Will it be enough? Surely First Blood will come out here. Belgian Beast, the Ignite should finish it off. Will it be enough? No! He survives with 24 hit points.
And look what they committed to that. The flash out of Jarvan, the flash and Ignite out of Jace, and he was still able to escape. And the thing is, he's already been shut down a little bit by Bacon. Bacon's doing a phenomenal job of keeping the CS lead over him. And right now, Playing Ducks knows if they can shut Karthus down, then they can keep a lot of damage off them later as the game goes on. They can handle an Elise, you know, in a team fight. But a Karthus who runs straight into the middle of the team, leaves the Defile on, dies in the middle of your team as well, you really can't mitigate that damage. And now, Narutador is trying to go for a gank here on Coffee, but looks like he's awake enough to spot this.
Well, Coffee was looking to go back, and you say that. Barney D getting aggressed on down the bottom lane. This is actually very low, both these bottom laners, so almost certainly a kill could come out from both of them. They're both around about third health. We see once again, Jaywell went for this one. He went a little bit deep there, but Narutador slides in. Is it going to turn back around? No, Coffee will go down. That's the first blood. T clearly is overpowered compared to Coffee. And
Narutador, that's a great job by him just to wait in that in the river long enough to kind of suspect that Shaft might come up here to go for a gank, so they get that first blood over to him specifically, which means he's going to get a lot tankier a lot quicker. It looks like they're going to push this lane out here and give this experience to Shaft, but Knight away from Coffee because of Kennen. It's pretty much the same thing for TCM. If they can shut Kennen down, his damage in these teamfights won't be that high. So both teams are trying to kill the APers.
Well, the tier of the Goddess being picked up by both mid laners. Oh, Shaft actually getting attacked on towards the tower. He's going to see the repel coming straight away from Jaywell. He changes the tower aggression there. Very nicely done. The Narutador just zones it out, and they do both back away from this one. Coffee's OP rushing in as fast as he can, but he's not really got anything to close the gap.
Yeah, and he's going to miss a little bit of CS here under turret, but not too bad in the end. And a great job by TCM to get a kill now over to each. So now JWoww and Narutador have a kill, and they're able to shut Shaft down a little bit, really kind of stalling his jungle. And it also means that Belgian, he won't be hindered as much as now Matraco going head-to-head against Cosmic here.
Oh, the hook. If that would have landed, that may well have been trouble for Matraco. He'd already stepped away. Now Garox is going to take him very low. Flash comes out from Matraco. One more axe would do it, but he gets away with a flash of his own. And this is very aggressive stuff in this bottom lane.
Yeah, that was a great reaction time out of Garox to get away. And the thing is, he's against a Thresh who has Ignite. So you have Thresh who's very aggressive, Caitlyn who's very passive, very defensive in terms of just farming away. But then you have Draven who wants to just get right in your face and do as much damage as possible with this Janna. So Gus will be up this next time, but still push them out of lane right now. And the thing is, he has a huge CS lead over a Caitlyn. A Caitlyn who should be able to free farm really easily in this lane.
Ward goes down, pink ward fight begins. We do see Matraco not going to be hitting that tower in the bottom lane. It seems they're happy to stick it around. Belgian Beast is back in that mid lane. Has got a ward coverage just at the top area. And you can see he's also got one in the river. So covering himself out. Doesn't want to get caught out by Shaft this time around.
Well, and Garox can get a pull here. They might be able to make a play happen because Shaft is coming down. But TCM looks like they're fast enough to get away. The knockup gets cancelled.
Brilliant Howling Gale from Barney D. They may well get the slow on Matraco. Oh, the hook landed. Managed to get in there. Garox is going to do the damage. Cosmic should pick up the kill. Yes, he does. And that is the first kill for Playing Ducks.
And Garox, you only have to hit that one pull. You can miss as many as you want, but that one that gets you the kill gives you a little bit of a lead. And we were already talking about how Matraco got an early CS advantage, and now it's going to be helped quite a bit over for Playing Ducks side. As we see Narutador, since he saw that Shaft was bottom, he's like, all right, I can steal your blue away. And right now, it looks like Jace is coming in, so Bacon might be able to spot him here. He might be able to stop this. Actually, we might even be able to steal it away.
Well, he's going to shoot across, spots it, but it gets taken by Narutador. Use the smite there to steal it away. So they need to react, they need to counter and go for the blue of TCM. We'll see whether they do that or not. At the moment, they're a long way away from this one, and they don't really have position. So TCM are going to try and look to cover that one off very quickly. You can see Narutador going straight for that red buff, though, so he's going to go for doubles. We'll see whether he goes for an attack.
And Shaft, he's already heading over towards his blue buff, and I mean, honestly, because you have a tier stacking Bacon and you have a tier stacking Belgian Beast, it's going to be a little bit difficult. I mean, both these people really need that blue buff, and Shaft, I believe he was spotted by a ward there, and he's not going to be able to get this blue buff for his own teammates. So if Belgian does get it, he's going to have a clear advantage in this lane.
Well, Coffee just got taken very low in the top lane, which is why you see Naruto heading straight towards that top lane. They want to get the kill before he manages to repel back. They know that he's going to try and teleport away. Will it be quick enough? No, Coffee will back off. Belgian Beast is going to get caught out. Wall of Pain going down, but just at the right time. Does manage to get a lot of damage down on towards. Bacon Flips has to back away.
And if you look right now in between the two junglers, because this is really a big thing. I mean, Soupy and I talked about this for a little bit, and how the jungler is really important, and you cannot afford to fall behind. But it's level 4 to level 6. That is not a good sign. And Naruto, he can take Shaft on 1v1 if he wants. And
Shaft just sees the wolves chasing away there, realizes he's just lost away a lot of his jungle. That top lane, we do see Coffee returning back towards it, but it is starting to be lost quite heavily towards JWoww. 74 to 56 CS. Of course, Coffee did get killed early on, which is why there's an advantage there, but you got to give it to JWoww. He's doing a fantastic job.
And, you know, there's something we didn't even mention, is that playing Ducks, I don't even believe they have too much LAN experience, so the pressure of having the crowd here watching you might be affecting their game. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes them, you know, the one game just to kind of get in the motion of things, just to kind of warm up. But as you're saying right now, I mean, JWoww has an ICS lead in the top lane, bot lane. Matraco has an ICS lead as well. The only lane that's really kind of hurting is Belgian, as unfortunately going to miss the pull, but Matraco, he's not done.
Matraco, he's going aggressive on Cosmic when it's actually support versus support. They nearly got it. The Requiem will finish the job. As the barriers there, though, that will save him. And it does mean the Requiem will be down for a long period. They didn't get the kill. That's what they were after. Barney D maybe should have just put a little bit more damage down on towards him rather than Garrox. Belgian Beast so out of mana trying to take away this blue buff.
And unfortunately for him, he used that ultimate before taking the blue, so that means honestly it's going to be on a little bit longer of a cooldown. But still, getting the blue, that's all he really needed. Now he should be clawing his way back in with this CS. And Cosmic, he's having a really tough time down here. As you see, the BF sword is already picked up from Matraco, so his damage is only going to get, stronger.
We maybe see both Naruto coming around the side there. The ping was down. They know he's there. It was actually Bacon Flips he was going towards. But again, couldn't catch him out there. And Bacon survives again. He's stacking out that tier of the Goddess. Both mid lane has actually been stacking this tier for a long time. Let's have a look at the AD carries though. Matraco did get himself that BF sword. Shaft just spotting out Naruto there, looking like he's going to go down that bottom lane, spotted by all manner of wards every step of the way, so they're well aware of his coverage.
And Demon, Shaft is still level 4. He was level 4 over a minute ago, and he has not leveled up since. He's not going to be level 6 anytime soon. And Naruto, he's already 7. This is not a good sign, and we see where the junglers are mostly going. It's, bot lane for TCM, they're warding up heavily because they know they're far ahead. They're going to get ganked quite a bit. Mid lane, you see that, Naruto has been trying to go in for ganks there constantly, and the top lane, they're trying to gank as well. So you see Shaft, he's trying to react and trying to apply pressure into these lanes, but he's not farming, and that's really hurting him.
Yeah, he did just take the red buff away and get that level 5, but of course the bottom lane there, well aware of Naruto here. Throw out that lantern, get that shield coverage, but they knew, of course, Naruto was stood on a ward the whole time. But this time it looks like TCM will finally take down the turret. Now they're happy to just keep on farming the lane by the looks of it. Well, they are finally going to put damage on the turret. There we go. First turret of the game goes down. It is going to be TCM. They are 2-1 up so far. They're starting to stretch themselves a bit of a lead here. It's just over 2,000 gold.
Yeah, it was really, I have to say, smart for them to take that turret right now because they know Draven is going to be stronger than a Caitlyn. Well, first of all, just because the champions and their skills, but also because he has that nice, actually over 30 CS lead. So they might start to force a little bit of fights. They actually might go for Dragon very soon as well. As you see, Shaft, he actually spots it. It's a desperation move, but it's going to work out for them.
Well, he's still only level 5, remember. We are going to see the rest of the team coming flying in. I love to see that. The Thresh hook followed by the Lantern. And it is going to be the first Dragon of the game going to playing Duck. So good counter there, and honestly, I would have thought TCM would have gone for that on the way out, but instead, they let Playing Ducks have it.
Yeah, and the thing was, that was right when TCM lost all their wards. Like, they just went down. It looks like, Playing Ducks had a good timer on that, but Naruto, he's top lane currently, just farming up. I'm trying to see what's the next move for TCM. Where are they going to start grouping up? And they might try to push middle a little bit, I would think. Unless they just want to keep pushing bottom and really force Shaft to go down there.
Well, it's a very early rush to Bloodthirster for Matraco. He hasn't got boots just yet, but he went straight for that. He's got that CS advantage. You can see 20 CS advantage built up over, I can never remember his name, Cosmic, that's the one. Cosmic on Caitlyn, of course. And he has got that extra kill, so gold is fairly even between the two. You can see it's just about 100 gold difference, but Matraco, of course, will wipe out this lane. Looks like he's holding the lane there for a little bit. Blue buff will go across to Bacon Flips as well.
Will it be No. He's staying there for the experience. You actually saw Bacon. He stalled. He waited a little bit because they know they need Shaft to hit level 6. And he's over 13 minutes, and he just hit that level 6 compared to his counterpart, Naruto. He's level 8, so we're going to see if Coffee is OP. He's going to get a kill here potentially on a JWoww because Shaft, he's in the vicinity. But then again, Naruto is there too. He's here for a counter gank.
Yeah, and he's got 2 levels over him as well. It's a 2 level 10s versus a level 8 and 6. You would assume that TCM would win out in this one. JWoww, though, backing away. Maybe they're going to go aggressive, trying to bait it out, walk straight towards there. I think they're well aware of that happening. Is puts the slicing maelstrom down. Is it going to be enough? Quickly repels away, and we see immediately Playing Ducks backing off from that one. They realized that Naruto was there.
And actually, we saw a great response out of Playing Ducks, where they sent Caitlyn and Thresh middle because they realized that Matraco, he's just freezing the lane. So they're like, you know what, we cannot sit here, we cannot wait for the lane to push, we gotta apply pressure somewhere else, because then Matraco has to react and come middle, which they almost got the turret down.
Yeah, you can see it's very low. That's been all the damage that Bacon Flips has been put into it as well. But Matraco does come in towards the mid. Belgian Beast, looks like he's gonna back off, get himself that start of the Rod of Ages with the Catalyst of the Protector, and it looks like Matraco's going to go back down the bottom though. They want to just stick around there a little bit longer. They might catch out Barney D here though. They do catch a very good shock blast on towards him. Garrox may be able to hand that hack. Oh no, very good. Matraco getting caught out though. Doesn't want to use the flash. It is available. We saw the Howling Gale, sorry, the Monsoon coming out. Barney D may well go down. Ignite will finish him off. That is going to be the kill for Bacon Flips.
And that was like a job right there by Barney D to really push away the 3 members of Playing Ducks, but honestly, in the end, it didn't work out for him. But what I want to see happen right now is TCM, are they going to... actually, no, the blue's already taken, so they can't really contest it, unfortunately, so they're letting Bacon get that tier stacked up quite quickly. But JWoww, he's still just farming away up here. The CS lead hasn't really gotten out of hand top lane, though. I mean, even though Copy OP was ganked early on, and then his jungler did die, he's still pretty close to CS.
Well, this mid lane turret may well go down in this rush. I don't think Matraco's going to hold that one out. So there is the first turret of the game for Playing Ducks. That actually levels the gold a little bit more. Just 1,000 between the two now. It was 2.5k plus at one point. JWoww actually started to lose out this top lane as well a little bit. Coffee is OP doing a good job. He's got them Seeker's Arm Guards now completed, so starting to be a little bit more defensive. Not got a great deal of damage other than just those 2 Doran's Blades.
Yeah, and he's also leveled up his W, so the fact that you're Elise, you can go into Spider form and actually block the Qs coming out of Kennen, so he's going a different way for some damage. It took a little bit of time to ramp up, but right now Cosmic, he's getting ganked by Naruto-Dor.
Naruto-Dor getting in there. He's going to have the Requiem come out. That should finish it off. No barrier available this time. Belgian Beast picked up the kill. He did have it, but I don't think it would have done enough.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fact of, should I let Belgian get the kill or should I let Naruto-Dor? And they actually gave it over to Belgian, which is a little bit surprising, but we'll see how it's going to work out, because now he has that 1 kill. He almost has that Rod of Ages done, and look what JWoww's actually picked up. He went for the Haunting Guy's Sword Boots, so the penetration combo, and also a Negatron Cloak, so you might be going for that 58 flat Magic Pen with the Abyssal Scepter, and of course you can't forget, Belgian Beast will benefit from that.
We'll see how it works out for him, but the second turret did go off to Playing Ducks. That kill brings the goal just a little bit closer. There is starting to be a small advantage gained in that mid lane between the two mids. Belgian Beast just around about 10 CS, so he can swing back and forward. This moment Bacon Flips comes back in there, he'll flip it back.
Yeah, and Bacon, he had the early CS lead onto Belgian Beast, but now Belgian's been farming up quite a bit more, and he's getting to be really deadly very soon. But we do have, some big items finally coming in now. The Rod of Ages is done on Belgian Beast, so he has a little bit of tankiness. It's going to take some time, obviously, for it to stack up. We also have the Blade of the Rune King done on Cosmic, which you don't typically see on Caitlyn's too much, but he realizes I need to be able to escape away from an Elise that jumps on top of me, potentially a Karthus that jumps on top of me, or even Xin. So it's going to give him a little bit of an escape mechanism, but it also delays a lot of damage away from him, so he's going to take a while to ramp up.
Yeah, Coffee actually getting very close to that Zhonya's Hourglass as well. Once that's completed, he'll be starting to do a bit more damage, be a bit more aggressive as well. He can obviously dive in with that Slicing Maelstrom, pop that Zhonya's. The top wave will get cleared out there. Naruto-Dor was hanging around. He's going to try and get that blue buff away. May well go for a gank here on Coffee, but as I mentioned, the fact he's just picked up that needlessly large rod, he's going to feel a little bit more confident here. Kenneth's actually a slippery little sucker to try and pin down on the tower.
And it looks like they're actually just going to let it go. And you see where he's warding. Like, you see that Coffee, he's like realizing Naruto-Dor keeps coming through the lane, so I'm going to ward that up, stop him from ganking me, and he currently sees him. So he's actually just going to stall for quite a bit. And how is Playing Ducks going to react? Are they going to send anyone up there to kind of counter gank, or are they just going to kind of try to keep him there and delay him?
Well, I think he's happy to JWoww to actually just be sharing the experience here while he's getting all the solo. They know that he's there. He's not going to play it anything too risky. Lets him go back, though. Bacon's going to spot it out by a Banana Bush ward. And we'll come back to the mid lane. Let's have a look what they've been buying.
Well, yeah, we did see the Brutalizer already done now for Bacon Flips, and it looks like he already has his Mana Immune stacking up. It's currently at 560, so it's going to be done relatively soon. And I wanted to actually pay attention to really quickly, because it's going to come down to this, is that look where the ward coverage is over at Blue for Playing Ducks. They really want to take away that blue buff away from Belgian Beast, and not to mention, he got the first dragon. They want to contest this one a little bit, but Naruto-Dor, he's being really aggressive. He's coming in from the side, and he's not scared. It looks like he's going to go in.
Slicing Maelstrom at the top as well. Coffee's OP's going to go down. It will be JWoww that picks up the kill. We just talked about the fact that he's got this on. Zargas has only just got it, though. He didn't have it before. He died, unfortunately. And that surely means the number advantage will be with TCM. We see JWoww not moving from that top lane, though, so they're sticking with a 4v4. We do see Narutrador going in. We can see Cataclysm coming out from Shaft there. Monsoon is available. There it is. Bacon's taken very low. He's going to get dropped, surely. Who will go down? Garrix is going to be next. There's Cosmic going down. TCM cleaning up there. That was a 3 for 0. And now Shaft's going to get jumped on. He does manage to get sliding Requiem. Will it be enough to take him down? Yes, it will. And that is the ace for TCM.
Great job by Belgian Beast right there. If you look at that fight, Shaft jumped into the back line. It actually trapped 3 members, Belgian Matraco and Barney D, but he flashed right past it into the back line of Playing Ducks and just demolished them. And getting an ace this early on, which they can actually go back and get Dragon right now, that gives them so much gold and gives them such a strong lead. And the thing is, with their team, they're only getting stronger as this game goes on.
That was a big, big boost, like you say. The gold, you can see, it's just flipped straight up there. 5,000 gold. That is going to stretch to just shy of 6,000 when this Dragon goes down. It will get picked up very, very easy, of course, with Belgian Beast in there. Counter's very quick at taking down Dragons and Barons, of course. And it will be another great result for TCM here. They're looking good in game 1, but of course this is a best of 3, so plenty of action to still come from these two teams.
And taking a look at TCM, they actually have a level advantage in every single lane to their counterparts. Only JWoww and Coffee are really tied at this point. Bacon, his mirror mana is going to be done very soon. It looked like they didn't want to necessarily fight that. Like, they need Coffee there. He has that Zonias. He kind of will countercart this a little bit in terms of locking him down, not letting him cast too much, and potentially keeping him out of his own team, but he was not there. Bacon didn't have his ramp up in damage, but we do see Narutador. He's actually getting caught here.
He did get flashed on as well. Will it be enough to slow him down? Cocoon will be available from JWoww if he needs it. Narutador taken very low by the Shock Blast as well. One more shot should be enough, but he is going to work away from that one. JWoww, of course, had that Cocoon ready and waiting. Maybe going to try and set up a gank here. TCM all moving in from the side now. We see Belgian Beast coming around, gets the wall of pain down on Bacon Flips. Howling Gale gets used. Flash Force from Bacon Flips, so you see it's going to be a Cataclysm coming out from Shaft, simply trying to help them escape. Will try and get away from that one. Barney D, could he get the slowdown? The acceleration gate should be enough to help them escape. So, a lot of ultimates used. Oh, the spinning axe is nearly catching on towards Shaft there, but he slides away from that one.
And that could have been even worse. I mean, luckily for them that they were able to get away without any deaths. And Cosmic, he is off farming by himself, but he needs a lot of farm to catch up here. And really got to give TCM credit, knowing that Playing Ducks likes to gank top, likes to gank middle. They've pretty much shut down that pressure. I mean, they're winning in their top middle lane now, when previously Belgium was behind on Bacon Flips, and Cosmic, he's still just farming away. So they're not really falling too far behind. Even though it is a nice CS lead in favor of TCM, they still have a lot of damage. They still have a lot of potential. It's just about getting that damage ramp up that they need before they fight again.
Well, they do have just as many towers down as well, 3-3 in terms of turrets. It is still just a 5,000 gold lead, so not completely out of reach just yet for Playing Ducks. But the pressure is definitely on them. 2 Spaniards in the TCM lineup is definitely giving them a bit of a home crowd advantage. They're certainly getting a little bit more cheers than the Playing Ducks do. Acceleration Shock Blast coming out again on towards the Narutador, just saying, yes, we know you're there. You're not too sneaky, son. We are spotting you. But it means that TCM, they're going to be the aggressors now. We see Matraco returning back to that mid lane. He's got that pickaxe, working towards the last Whisper, I suspect, as is a Cosmic. So both AD carries actually on fairly similar builds, despite the fact, obviously, Bloodthirster played the Rune King. Kind of expect the switch between those two.
I kind of hope that Cosmic doesn't go a Last Whisper right now, because he needs more damage. I mean, Last Whisper obviously is going to help, but there isn't a ton of armor on the other side. Pretty much no one has it except that Aegis that Narutador is giving his team, so I really hope it's an IE. But the Mirror Mana is now done for Bacon Flip, so he's going to hurt quite a bit. But TCM, I think they want to start grouping up. Belgian just finished his Ceres Embrace, has his Sword Boots, so his damage is going to be ridiculous. And the thing is, they can force that fight because his Flash will be up relatively soon.
Well, we are seeing both teams 5-man grouping in this mid lane. Dragon's not available for a while, so they are going to catch out. It's going to be the Cocoon on Bacon. He gets absolutely mullered there, but immediately gets pulled away by the Dark Passage. They did get a kill. Unfortunately, it was Shaft that went in, took one for the team. Requiem's going to come out. Bacon Flip still got just enough hit points to survive.
Baron. Belgian Beast has a blue buff. With that ultimate, it kind of forces them to go here right now. They can go for Baron or bait it in, and right now, they're straight going for it. And with an Elise, with a blue buff Karthus, they can take this so fast, but they have to be careful. Kennen is there. If he gets in for a 5-man ultimate, he could shut them down.
He has got the Zhonya's Hourglass as well, remember. He could dive in, go aggressive. There's going to be the hook. It's Matroko to catch out. Oh, beautifully caught out. Monsoon blows him backwards, does get it.
Oh my!
He just got melted. Instantly deleted from the map. And that is the Baron going down. TCM looking strong. The flash comes out. Barney D does manage to get the slowdown on Cosmic. Will it be enough? No, he's going to get away. And they're going to happy with Baron. And that really gives TCM a huge advantage.
I'm speechless at how fast he died right there.
He didn't even get a chance to click zombies.
Yeah. There was a Ken in there, right? Like, I'm not seeing things. He was actually there because that was ridiculous. And now TCM, off the back of getting that kill in the shaft, using the ultimate to make them back away, they get Baron and another kill on top of that. So their gold lead is getting huge, 7,000. And if they weren't strong enough before, the Baron giving them that extra bit of damage, extra bit of regen, TCM is going to be dangerous here.
So it's a 7,000 gold lead, 10-2 in kills. 3-3 in turrets still. Big advantage over TCM. The fact that they have that Baron, it effectively equates to around about 8,000 gold lead in terms of just the Baron buff alone. And of course, you can see the Ceres Embrace has been completed. A lot of big items actually coming in for both teams, but it's TCM that seemingly have that huge advantage. Wall of the Pain going down there, just trying to catch somebody out around the race. Not happening. Dragon will be up shortly. Maybe that's what they're positioned for, but honestly, I think they should start pushing.
And right now, I was taking a look at summer spells. TCM with Belgian Beast and with Barney D, they both use Exhaust at the same time onto Coffee's OP when he went in. So they're not going to have an Exhaust for this next fight. Obviously, they do have that Baron, but Coffee, he does have his flash now. So he could flash into the entire team because no one on TCM has a flash to get away except Belgian now. And they could potentially win a fight as long as they catch him off guard. They can't go into a head-on-head 5-on-5. But if they can go in a 5-on-4, they're going to win that fight.
That's if he can get Zhonya's Hourglass off in time this time around with the Slicing Maelstrom. 30 seconds for Dragon. That's where TCM are heading. They're going to definitely set them up for this one. I don't think Playing Ducks are going to maybe try and count this one out. You can see the ward being cleared out, not even moving in position. So they're going to allow TCM, or not allow them, they didn't really got much choice in the matter. They're not going to get and contest for Dragon.
Well, you can tell TCM's a little bit hesitant to finish the game. Like, they have a big lead. As we do see Bacon Flips, he's going to catch Naruto to the door here, and here comes Coffee as they actually decide to back away as a 4-man push from TCM's happening bottom. But you can see they're a little bit hesitant because they don't need to go for Dragon right now. They need to go for pushing, and then they can go back and take the Dragon right after. So they really want to win this game, it seems, and with this push here bottom, they might be able to get this turret down very quickly.
Yeah, Naruto doing a very good job actually keeping two of them busy there around that blue buff. He has managed to keep Coffee's OP. We did see the back in from Bacon Flip, so he's going to be helping joining out this bottom turret. That should try and defend it a little bit longer, but you can see there's cocoons being thrown out. JWoww getting caught by that shock blast, and honestly, it did not do a great deal of damage to him, despite the fact he's already got that Muramana completed. Manamune completed. It is Muramana. Get it the right way around. Completed already. But that tower went down in no time at all. There's not a great deal they could do about the defense there. TCM taking advantage, is going to roll around, take that Dragon, and then perhaps roll back in towards the mid. They've got around about, where's the Baron? It is around about 60 seconds left on it.
And actually, it was I'm really surprised at Naruto. That was a smart play of him because he stayed top lane. Coffee stayed there with him just to kind of prevent him from going for that turret. But the thing is, Playing Ducks, they need Coffee there. They need that cannon in these team fights, or they cannot really win it. So it's a good job by Naruto to really force that play. Got a free turret off it, got a free Dragon, and their gold lead's only getting further. And just like you're saying before, JWoww takes no damage from those shock blasts currently. Yeah, it's a little odd. He's got the Brutalizer on him, but at the moment it's just not doing a great deal of damage, which is kind of surprising. Of course, he does have he's got 2-level advantage on him, JWoww, so maybe that's going to help out a little bit. Oh, Naruto just steps out to the side there, tries to bait them towards him. Not going to happen. Steps on a trap instead, though. And we do see TCM continuing to push, starting to put some damage down. Matroko working down that turret. He has got a wave of minions there. Of course, with JWoww as well, they can all just put that little bit of range damage. Didn't do a great deal of damage on it towards it, though. TCM going to step away from this one. Baron buff about to wear off. Yeah, and I'm thinking is Coffee OP is level 15. He's about halfway to level 16. I think they're waiting for that, and then they're going to go for an engage here. But that's why he was top lane. They want to give him that free farm, get him the ability to level up. And right now, Playing Ducks, they're losing their own jungle here, so they're losing the opportunity to really level up. As we do see the pull in the Belgian Beast. Belgian Beast. Not sure it's the one you want to pull in there. Howling Gale comes across, just managed to flash himself in there as well with that Defile running. We do see Coffee's OP going in. There's the Zhonya's Hourglass. Naruto will get taken down, but the Requiem's going to come out. Will he get one? Yes, he will. Garox goes down. Coffee's OP taken very low. JWoww going overly aggressive there in towards the inhibitor turrets. Doesn't manage to pick up the kill. Cosmic will get away with that one with the Ignite running, but nevertheless, 2 people down on both sides and the tower gain for TCM. Yeah, it was a 2 for 2, and considering you're playing Ducks right now with how far you are behind, you're going to take that one Gaming, definitely. And the thing was, they got a shutdown on Belgian Beast, so now Coffee, he's going to get even more gold here, and he's going to be able to be a really big threat currently. And honestly, that was a great fight over for Playing Ducks.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Matroco returns back down to the bottom lane. Infinity Edge actually was picked up by Cosmic, so it wasn't the last Whisper, so you were right. And he needed more damage, he felt that, and he got it. The question is, can he hang on in time, though? Because the rest of his team are being pushed at every angle. Look at Belgian Beast. That was his first death of the game there, so there was shutdown bonus, as you mentioned. 6-1-3, though, at the moment, so big scores coming out. And you mentioned it right at the start. The first kill he was given is like, was that the wise choice? You don't want to get a Karthus fed.
Right, yeah, exactly. He's been snowballing it from there. And right now, TCM's doing such a great job of getting everyone fed. Well, at least their APers fed. So that means Cosmic, he has to choose between going damage or getting magic resist, because he needs both those at the same time, and he obviously cannot afford to buy those. So he's going to need another 10 minutes to really farm up and really get the magic resist, the last Whisper, maybe some attack speed in there to really do some damage. But TCM, if they keep going at this rate, he's not going to have that opportunity.
Well, ward coverage all being posted around the Baron area. Of course, the buff has worn off, which means it will be up in around about 2 minutes' time. Shaft's coming around. He may well get caught out here. Barney D steps away. Doesn't really want a piece of that one. He did have JWoww just off the side. Pink ward going down, though. There is the Baron timer. 1 minute to go, and that's almost certainly going to be TCM's next focused target. We do see Shaft at the top. He may be the man, but at the moment, JWoww is definitely doing a lot more damage than he can deal with.
And currently, Brian D does have an Oracle, so it looks like they definitely will be set up for this fight here. And they do have the vision control still currently. And it looks like Playing Ducks doesn't really have any wards. I mean, the only person that's sitting with wards is Garox, because he has the Ruby Sightstone, and one over onto Shaft. So it seems it's going to happen here as TCM, they're trying to bait them in. And I'm not 100% sure that Playing Ducks can let this go. If a Ken Ultimate is in the entire team in that Baron pit, he can destroy them.
And they are stacked ready just around that corner. They're going to hope that somebody comes in. They know that they're just off the minions at the side there. It is Shaft that's starting to come around, but he may well open up. He knows that there's a ward around that area, so playing it very cautiously. He doesn't want to get caught out by that cocoon that would come out from JWoww to start out that fight. Instead, they all step away from it. Baron is about to spawn. TCM are in position. What are Playing Ducks going to do about it?
If Kennen can get in there, I mean, that's all I'm really thinking. If he can get in there with that ultimate, he'll be able to do fine. But Barney D does have an exhaust up, so he's going to use that right when he gets in there. And wow, that was extremely fast Baron, yeah.
Well, I mean, they have the Defile, of course, from Karthus, and there is a lot of damage on that team as well, so no surprise it went very quickly. Kind of caught Playing Ducks off guard. They were half-heartedly deciding whether to go in for it. They have good ward coverage, so they were well aware of the position. With that Wall of Pain, the Defacto slid through it. Just wasn't worth it for them.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, if you look back at it, it was a smart play because, I mean, obviously they needed Baron, but they cannot afford to die in a 5-on-5. Cosmic almost getting caught by Cocoon. No, Coffee actually took it, and he's already down to half health.
He's absolutely very low. This is going to be the next turret for TCM, no doubt about that one. They're going to try and push on towards it. Garrock's getting caught out a little bit there by Naruto, forced to back away. But he does put damage down, and that's going to maybe set up for the inhibitor turret. There is a wave coming up the middle. They're going to have to clear out, though, but they may try and stick around for this one. Hook on towards Naruto, but again, Garrock's taking a lot of the damage.
And that's just from JWoww's like penetration build that he's got going, but he also does have Azonias. I didn't even notice that before. You start sieging away at this turret, and Playing Ducks, I mean, this is the moment. Do they go for the engage? Do they go for the fight? They cannot really, I mean, they can afford to lose on first inhibitor, but they do get the pull on JWoww, and that might have been the moment that they wanted to initiate.
They thought about going for it. Shaft taking a lot of damage there as well. The lay waste coming out and did get caught in that Wall of Pain. That tower already down to half health. They're going to have around about 3 minutes still on this Baron buff as well. Plenty of time to siege it out. They're getting the heal. The added bonus. Garrox is going to get caught out here. He got the hook onto Belgian Beast, but unfortunately just turned it around. Matroco picked up that kill. They see them slide in. The exhaust was used on Matroco. They did get Karthus down, but the Requiem will follow. He won't pick up any targets, but Cosmic almost taken down. The spinning blades do manage to take down the mid lane of Bacon Strips, and that's surely going to be the game for TCM. They are going to take down the Nexus turret. Coffee is open, uses that Zhonya's Hourglass, simply gets caught out, gets melted in between a mishmash of TCM, and that will be game one for TCM. Can they take it through to the finals? That's the question. Playing Ducks are getting caught out. The Nexus is going to go down, and that was a solid performance by TCM overall.
So, yeah, definitely a great job. They